my nigga.
Stop. Okay, we're good. Good morning, everyone. See that some of you are here already. Well, I guess we only have a couple minutes before official start time, so I would expect you to be here. For practice today, you might want 2 yoga blocks. Other than that, your beautiful selves, a yoga mat, your enthusiasm, love for the practice. I would love to know who's here. There's a little chat box on this side of the screen. So type in your name and tell me where you're from if I haven't met you. And in the meantime, I'm gonna check my framing. Okay, looks good. Claudia, hi. Oh, Kate, yay, you made it. Woohoo. So we'll get started in just a few more minutes. I always start a little bit after the official start time to give people a little time. Oh yay, me too, Claudia. I always leave a little bit of time to allow people to get in, and so we'll start a couple minutes after the hour. Would love to know how you're all doing too. Yay, me too, Kate. Woo. How's the weather where you are? How are you all doing? This is our time to check in. And also, while maybe some of you are typing in responses, I'll give you a little bit of a preview of what we're working on. Hey, Sheila, good morning. Things are good, I guess. Yeah, that's I think that's how we're all feeling, Kate. It's a very honest assessment. It's like, good, yeah, I guess. It's very hot. Claudia, remind me where you live. It's cool here. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. And also, while you're perhaps typing, responding, telling me that you're here in the chat box, I will also say that our practice today, we're going to focus on arm balances. As I was feeling like a strong heating practice. So some hip openers and some arm balances today. Italy. Okay, it's under hot summer now. Awesome. That's what I thought, Claudia. What time is it there, Claudia? Oh, cool, Sheila. Kate and Sheila know each other. That's awesome. p.m. Yeah. It's dinner time after this for you. So just another announcement about props. You might want 2 blocks. Other than that, you'll be totally fine. We'll be working up toward. Oh, Hiyami, good to have you. Wonderful to see you. You might want a couple blocks. Other than that, any props that you would like to have handy are good. I said we're going to be working on our balances and hip openers, but specifically some of the poses that I'll be offering today. Ekapadagalavasana, Maksa Kanagasana, 1. So firefly or dragonfly. Sorry, not firefly, dragonfly pose. It's also known as grasshopper by some. So that's what's coming up. That's what's coming down the pike. And at 6 p.m. in Germany. Yeah, Claudia and Yemi, you're in the same time zone. In California, it's 9 a.m. Awesome. Well, we had better get started because we have a limited amount of time and much to do. So I'm gonna get ready. I'll go to my mat and you go to yours and we'll get rolling. Take a comfortable seated position. We'll sit for just a moment. Lengthen through your spine, rest your hands on your thighs, and close your eyes. Let's join one another for a few rounds of Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhale deeply to prepare. Exhale, empty out completely. Create a light tone at the back of your throat. Tone and lift your pelvic floor. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On your next inhale, join your palms together at the center of your chest. Exhale, empty out completely. And inhale for 1 Om. And gently blink your eyes open. Lower your hands down to your thighs. And make your way into downward facing dog. And you can introduce movement into your body on your way there. Or you can be still. And spend just a couple moments orienting yourself to this first shape. And one more steady breath here. Make your body more still. And inhale, lift your right leg up toward the ceiling, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, place your right foot all the way up between your hands. Strengthen your legs and come up into Crescent Lunge. Exhale, sink down into your legs a little bit further. Inhale, reach up, stretch up a little bit higher. On your exhale, place your hands down to the inner edge of your right foot. Either keep your palms flat here, you can lower down to your forearms on the floor, or if you have blocks handy, you can grab a block to lower your forearms down onto. Couple more breaths. And one more. Got it. All right, walk back up to your palms. Place your right hand to the outer edge of your right foot. And then step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down all the way to your belly. Point your feet. Inhale, curl your chest up, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower your chest all the way back down. One more time. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, lower your chest all the way back down. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale deeply here. On your exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Come into a standing forward bend at the back of your mat. Heel toe your feet all the way together until they're touching. Bend your knees, lower your hips all the way down to your heels. Widen your knees outer hip width distance apart and stretch your arms forward. Bring your torso between your inner thighs. And for this time around, simply pause here in Malasana. Couple more breaths. As you stretch your arms forward, think of stretching your heels down toward the floor. One more breath. Then inhale, look up towards your hands. Walk your hands in a little. Then bring your inner thighs in to touch. Draw your heels down to the floor. Heel toe your feet out hip width distance apart. And then crawl your hands to the top of your mat again. Adho Mukha. Inhale, lift your left leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale, place your left foot all the way up between your hands. Strengthen your legs and come up into Crescent Lunge. Sink down into your legs a little further. Inhale, reach up and stretch up to your torso and your arms. Exhale, place your hands down to the inner edge of your left foot. You can stay on your palms or lower down further, forearms on the floor or on a block or blocks. Take a few breaths here. Keep your legs steady and strong. And breathe. Okay, that's good enough for now. Walk back up to your palms. Place your left hand to the outer edge of your left foot. Step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Again, point your feet. Inhale, curl your chest up, cobra. Exhale, lower your chest all the way back down. One more time. Inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra. And exhale, lower your chest all the way back down. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale here. Exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Come into a standing forward bend at the back of your mat. Heel toe your feet all the way together until they're touching. Bend your knees, lower your hips all the way down to your heels. Widen your knees apart and stretch your arms forward. Again, come into Malasana. Pause for a couple breaths, stretching your fingertips forward and stretching your heels down toward the floor. Inhale, look up toward your hands. Hook one arm at a time across the fronts of your shins. Lay your palms down well on the floor, Bakasana. Lift your hips up high. Rock your weight forward into your hands. Then claw the floor with your fingertips. Press down into the floor, puff your spine up between your shoulder blades. Look toward the front edge of your mat. And if you're ready, lift one foot at a time. Lift both feet up, Bakasana. Remember, most important pieces here. The action of your hands, keep pressing down to your fingertips. And also puffing your spine up, rounding your spine. Those hold you in place. And also, in tandem, you have to send your weight forward. All right, lower your feet all the way back down to the floor. Bring your inner thighs in to touch. Draw your heels down to the floor, straighten your legs. Heel toe your feet out, hip width distance apart. Then crawl your hands to the front of your mat. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, bend your knees, walk or hop forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, draw your gaze forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold down over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise all the way up, join your palms, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Exhale, lower your arms down by your side, stand tall, Tadasana. 1, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head, reach up. Exhale, fold down over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine, draw your gaze forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or hop back and lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, curl your chest up, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Take one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Last deep inhale here. On your exhale, bend your knees, walk or hop forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, draw your gaze forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold down over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise all the way up, join your palms, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Exhale, lower your arms down by your sides, stand tall, Tadasana. All right, from here, with your feet and legs all the way together, inhale deeply. Exhale, bend your knees, reach down toward the floor. Inhale, lift your chest and arms up, Utkatasana. Pause here, hug your inner thighs in. And staying quite high, shift more weight back into your heels, get your gluteal muscles to engage. Sit just a tiny bit deeper and stretch up to your chest and arms. Now sit a few more inches deeper, allow your torso to come forward slightly and hug your inner thighs in. Notice which muscles turn on now, what shifts. Keep on stretching your chest and arms up as much as you can. And then Finally, lower your belly down to your thighs, stretch your arms forward, clap your hands together, and release your fingers, release your index fingers. Sit as deep as possible. And then either use your hands or not to sit all the way down. Lean back, bring your shins parallel to the floor, and stretch your arms parallel to your shins. Navasana. Then keep your big toes together, widen your knees apart, draw your arms inside your inner thighs. Hug your knees back. Then point your palms out in the direction that you're facing. Again, in Bakasana position. Yes, we will be coming after it again. Okay, inhale, Navasana. Exhale, Ardha Navasana. Inhale, Navasana. Exhale, Bakasana Navasana. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, Navasana. Exhale, Ardha Navasana. Inhale, Navasana. Exhale, Bakasana Navasana. Last time. Inhale, Navasana. Exhale, Ardha Navasana. Inhale, Navasana. And exhale, Bakasana Navasana. One more piece here. Keep your right leg as it is. Stretch your left leg forward. Yeah, and then hug your left knee back in. Stretch your right leg forward. One more time each side. Right knee in, left leg forward. Left knee in, right leg forward. Fantastic. Right knee in, and then come back into Navasana. Cross your shins. Step or hop back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Inhale, lift your right leg up toward the ceiling, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, hug your right knee to your right armpit, curling in forward. Inhale, lift your right leg all the way back up. Exhale, right knee to right nostril. Inhale, lift your right leg all the way back up. Exhale, right knee to upper left arm. Inhale, lift your right leg all the way back up. One more time, right knee to right armpit. Inhale here. And exhale, stay. Good. Swift your right leg through and up to 3-legged down dog. Exhale, place your right foot all the way up between your hands and come up into Warrior One. Either keep your gaze straight forward, or you can draw your gaze up and join your palms. Feel your feet on the floor, the foundation. Right? Make it really firm. Try to feel all 10 toes on the floor, even as you lift up out of the pose. And bring your palms to the center of your chest. Look forward. Lower your belly down onto your right thigh. Spin your left heel up. Come forward and up into Warrior Three. Keep your palms at the center of your chest. Keep it simple. So we're not going to be here very long. And then lower your fingertips down to the floor. Lightly lower your left toes down and tap on the floor and then kick it back up. And lower down and tap and kick it back up. And do that a few more times. Now, not insisting that you touch the floor, but more hovering your toes just above the floor and then kicking back up. The upward motion is what we're mostly concerned with here. It's an action that we'll actually use to try to straighten the back leg in Ekapada Galavasana. Okay, a couple more times. And pause on up. Oh, yeah. Now, here's the tricky part. Try to keep your left leg up. Put your torso up a little and float your hands to the center of your chest. Come back into Warrior Three. Bend your right knee, guide the ball of your left foot down, and come back up into Crescent Lunge. And exhale, place your hands down onto the floor. Swoop your right leg through and up to 3-legged down dog. Either keep your leg up or lower it down. Shift forward plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale, lift your left leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale, hug your left knee to your left armpit. Inhale, lift your left leg back up. Exhale, left knee to left nostril. Inhale, lift your left leg back up. Exhale, left knee to upper right arm. Inhale, lift your left leg all the way back up. One more time, left knee to left armpit. Inhale here. Exhale, stay. Swoop your left leg through and up to 3-legged down dog. Exhale, place your left foot all the way up between your hands and come up into Warrior One. And either keep your gaze forward or draw your gaze up, join your palms. And feel your feet on the floor. So often once we get into the full form of Warrior One, or many standing poses, we forget about the foundation. Spread and lengthen your toes along the floor. Notice how this shifts the feeling of the pose. Bring your palms to the center of your chest, look forward. Lay your belly down onto your left thigh. Spin your right heel up. And then come forward and up into Warrior Three. Stretch back through your right heel and forward through the crown of your head. Couple more breaths. You got it. And lower your fingertips down to the floor. Lower your right toes down and tap. And kick your right foot back up. And lower down and tap. And kick it back up. A few more rounds. Again, now just hovering your toes above the floor before you lift your leg back up. Again, activating the muscular structures and training this kind of kicking up action that's going to directly translate into the action we want to create in the back leg for the full form of Ekapada Galavasana. You might also know this as flying pigeon. Couple more rounds. Almost there. Okay, pause on up. And then come back into Warrior Three. Slowly, carefully, lift your torso up a little. Bring your palms to the center of your chest. Bend your left knee, guide the ball of your right foot down to the floor, and lift your torso and arms up. Exhale, place your hands down onto the floor. Swoop your left leg through and up to three-legged down dog. Either keep your leg up or lower it down. Shift forward plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Come to a standing forward bend at the back of your mat. Heel toe your feet all the way together until they're touching. Bend your knees, lower your hips all the way down to your heels. Widen your knees, outer hip width distance apart. And stretch your arms forward and bring your torso between your inner thighs. Take a deep breath here. Then inhale, look up toward your hands. Hook one arm at a time across the fronts of your shins. Lay your palms down well. One more time. Bakasana. Lift your hips up. Rock your weight forward. Claw the floor with your fingertips. Make your palms active. Then puff your spine up between your shoulder blades. Round your upper back. And send your weight forward until your elbows stack over your wrists. Look toward the front edge of your mat. All right, the brake system is the clawing of the floor with your fingertips and the puffing of your spine up. But you also have to send your weight forward. So the clawing of the floor with the fingertips and the puffing of the spine up kind of works against the momentum of sending your weight forward. And both working against each other hold you in place. If you want to straighten your arms, come after that full form of the pose, you may. Last breath. And then lower your feet down. Whew. Bring your inner thighs into touch. Bring your heels down to the floor. Heel toe your feet out, hip width distance apart. Crawl your hands to the top of your mat. Adho Mukha. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, bend your knees, walk or hop forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, draw your gaze forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold down over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend your knees, come up, Utkatasana. And exhale, stand, Tadasana. Now, if the next piece is standing figure 4, if blocks would be helpful, place them off the top edge of your mat. Then stand tall, place your hands on your hips, bend your knees a couple inches. Lift your right leg up and hook your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. Inhale here. And exhale, hinge forward from your hips, fold over your legs. Either bring your hands down to your mat or grab your blocks. To deepen the stretch on your right hip, try bending your left knee a little bit more and get lower. Try to get your chest closer to your right shin. And if that's feeling good, you think you can flip your blocks down a level or two, you may. Or if you decide, don't really need the blocks anymore, you can do that too. One more breath on this side. Okay, place your hands on your hips, lift your torso up, pause here. All right, and then bring your right thigh up in toward your chest. You're gonna get a little fancy. Clasp your right big toe with index, middle finger, and thumb. Stretch your right leg forward. Utthita Hasta Pangushtasana. And take another breath. And draw your right arm and right leg out to your right, but hugging in and up to your outer left hip. And then draw your right arm and right leg back forward. Try to keep your right leg up as you release the clasp on your right big toe. Point your right foot and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your right foot all the way down. Second side, bend your knees a couple inches. Lift your left leg up. Hook your left ankle over the top of your right thigh. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. You can bring your fingertips down to the floor. Or again, if blocks would be helpful, bring your hands onto blocks. And to deepen the stretch, try bending your right knee a little bit deeper. And if you find that, like maybe I can take my hands down further, you can flip your blocks down, move your blocks out of the way, so on and so forth. Just work in the stretch for a couple more breaths. And strengthen your right leg, place your hands on your hips, lift your torso upright, and then bring your left thigh up in towards your belly. Reach down, clasp your left big toe. Stretch your left leg forward. Utthita Hasta Pangushtasana. Take another breath here. And draw your left arm and left leg off to your left. Keep hugging in and up to your outer right hip. One more breath here. You've got it. And draw your left arm and left leg back forward. Slowly release the clasp, point your left foot, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your left foot down next to your right and stand tall. Lower your arms all the way down by your sides. Okay. Then inhale, lift your arms up over your head. Exhale, fold down over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine, draw your gaze forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or hop back, lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, curl your chest up, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale, lift your right leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale, place your right foot all the way between your hands and come up into Warrior Two this time. Inhale deeply here. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle pose, either forearm to thigh, fingertips to the floor, or hand down to a block. Inhale, come back up through Warrior Two. Straighten your right leg and come into triangle pose. Tip your torso to your right, either hand to shin, fingertips to the floor, hand down to a block, and maybe even look up. And look down toward your right foot, bend your right knee, come forward and up into half moon pose. Strengthen your right leg, stretch your left heel back and the crown of your head forward. Maybe even venture to draw your gaze up. Then lower your left fingertips down to the floor, square your hips toward the floor, and come into standing split. If you'd like to deepen the stretch, walk your hands back, fold your face in. And walk your hands forward, either come straight through Vinyasa or a couple little hops up toward handstand on your way back through Vinyasa. Your choice. Yogi's choice. All right, and we'll meet in downward facing dog, so begin to make your way there if you haven't already. Inhale, lift your left leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale, place your left foot all the way between your hands and come up into Warrior Two on the second side. And stretch your arms apart, fingertip to fingertip. Inhale here. Exhale, reverse warrior. And inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle pose. Draw your right arm over your face, peek up. There we go. Inhale, come back up through Warrior Two. Straighten your left leg and come into triangle pose. Tip your torso to your left, either hand to shin, fingertips to the floor, or hand down to a block. Bend your chest up, look up. Then look down towards your left foot, bend your left knee. Come forward and up into half moon pose. Strengthen your left leg. Stretch your right heel back, the crown of your head forward. And if you feel balanced, even start to draw your gaze up. Bring your right fingertips down to the floor, square your hips toward the floor, and come into standing split. If you'd like to deepen the stretch, walk your hands back and fold your face in. Walk your hands forward, either come straight through Vinyasa or a couple little hops up toward handstand on your way back through Vinyasa. Let me give that one more try. There we go. Okay. All right, and we'll meet in downward facing dog, so begin to make your way there if you haven't already. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale, lift your right leg up toward the ceiling, three-legged down dog. Exhale, place your right foot all the way between your hands. Come up into crescent lunge this time. Exhale, sink down into your legs. And tip your torso forward about 45 degrees. Drag your left foot in. Loop your left leg up and around and come back into the figure four shape. Hinge over your legs. Either bring your fingertips to the floor or place them on blocks. Now, we will do this together one more time after this. However, for now, if you'd like to come into Eka Pada Galavasana, this will be your bonus round. Come into Eka Pada Galavasana. Or stay in the figure four stretch. And then if you're in the arm balance, bring your right foot back to the floor. Everyone come all the way back up. Lift your torso up. Loop your left leg back, crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, step back and lower down Chaturanga. Inhale, curl your chest up, Urdhva Mukha. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, lift your left leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale, place your left foot all the way up between your hands and come up into crescent lunge. Sink down into your legs. And tip your torso forward 45 degrees. Drag your right foot in. Loop your right leg up and around, figure four. And then fold over your legs. Bring your fingertips to the floor or onto blocks. You may stay in the figure four stretch or hook your arms across the front of your right shin. Come into Eka Pada Galavasana. Your choice, yogi's choice. And if you're in the arm balance, lower your left foot back down and come up. Lift your torso up. Loop your right leg back. Come into crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, place your hands down onto the floor. Step back, lower down Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And take one more inhale. On your exhale, walk your hands back to your feet. Come into a standing forward bend at the back of your mat. Bend your knees and sit down. And now, a little multitasking. I'll show you the steps for coming into Eka Pada Galavasana and give you some tips. And we'll do it again. But for now, either cross your right shin in front of your left and fold forward a little bit here. Work a hip stretch. Or you can bring your right shin on top of your left in Agni Stambhasana. If there's a gap, you might even place a block or blanket in between there. Maybe fold forward a little bit. But also keep your gaze on the screen. For Eka Pada Galavasana, a big part of the key in success in this pose is getting your shin up into your armpits as high as possible. So you do want to, as you come into the shape, really want to work your legs up, your shin up really high. All right. So the strategy that we'll work on today is you'll actually walk your hands forward, lift the back heel, and use the back thigh to really wedge it up in there. So notice what I'm doing with my back thigh. Try to really get it up high. Now, the next key to this shape
is tying everything together by flexing the foot. So this is my left foot. I'm going to flex it and curl my toes around my upper right arm. Then the next key after this is, in order to get into the pose, it's kind of like Bakasana, but you also want to press down with your shin and foot into your arms to become more buoyant. You'll start by hugging one heel to your hip. And then the last key to straighten the back leg is the kicking up action that we practiced earlier with those drills. All right. And then we'll attempt the second side. So let's do it together. Oh, switch sides if you haven't already. Stretch the second side. Stretch the second side. Because that was some time. It'll give us an opportunity for me to tell you maybe a couple more things about Ekapada Galavasana. So the pressing down action with your shin is kind of like this. Your hands and your shins, your foot work in tandem to lift your hips up and make it stronger. And then as you stretch the leg back, you want to think not only of stretching back, but kicking up at the same time. So it'll be a kick up to lift up. All right, that should be good. From where you are, cross your shins, rock forward, step back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale deeply here. Exhale completely. One more inhale. On your exhale, bend your knees, walk or hop forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, draw your gaze forward. Exhale, fold down over your legs. Inhale, rise all the way up, join your palms, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, lower your arms down by your sides. Okay, so bring your feet and legs all the way together. Make sure there's a little space at the top of your mat. Place your hands on your hips. Bend your knees a couple inches. Hook your right ankle over the top of your left thigh and hinge forward from your hips. Again, always a good option to stay here and work the hip stretch. If you're taking this further, start by walking your hands forward, lift your left heel, guide your shin into your upper arms, toward your armpits, paw the floor with your fingertips, and also flex your right foot around your upper left arm. Hug your left heel toward your left hip, think Bakasana actions, then press down to your right shin and your right foot into your arms. As you stretch your left leg back, kick up. Okay. And if you're still in the arm balance, lower your left foot down and stand all the way up. And lower your right foot down next to your left. Whew. Side one, done. Yes. Place your hands on your hips. Bend your knees a couple inches. Hook your left ankle over the top of your right thigh. And then fold forward. Figure four stretch. Now, you may stay here. If you want to take this further, walk your hands forward, lift your right heel, guide your shin into your upper arms toward your armpits. Then press down into the floor, puff your spine up, hug your right heel toward your right hip. And lastly, press down through your shin and your left foot into your arms. As you stretch your right leg back, kick up. Ekapada Galavasana. And then calmly lower your right foot back down and come back up. Lower your left foot all the way down next to your right. Woohoo! Okay. Place your hands on your hips. Bend your knees a couple inches. Lift your right leg up. Cross your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. This time around, come forward, bring your hands to your right shin. And take your left hand to your right foot. Bring your elbow into the arch of your foot. Know that you're pretty close to the floor, so you can always catch yourself and come back up into it. The same figure four stretch with a little twist. Maybe work your hand down further. You can bring your palms together. Or if you come down far enough on the sole of your foot, you can even split your arms apart. Okay. And bring your palms back together, release the twist, lift your torso up, lower your right foot down, stand tall. Second side, place your hands on your hips, bend your knees a couple inches, lift your left leg up, hook your left ankle over the top of your right thigh. Hinge forward from your hips. Place your hands on your shin. And take your right hand to your left heel. Bend your left elbow. And bring your left elbow to the arch of your left foot. And maybe even try to work it down further. Again, you're close to the floor. You can catch yourself if needed. Bring your palms together. Maybe even split your arms apart. Couple more breaths here. And then bring your palms back together if your arms are split apart. Release the twist. Stand tall. Lower your left foot down next to your right. Lower your arms down by your sides. Inhale, lift your arms up, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Exhale, fold down over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or hop back, Chaturanga. Inhale, curl your chest up, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale, lift your right leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale, place your right foot up between your hands. Heel toe your right foot to the left edge of your mat and open up your shin for Pigeon Prep. For this one, if you can, try to keep more of a 90-degree angle with your right leg, with your shin, with your upper leg. If it causes you to lean onto your outer right hip though, make it a more narrow angle. Then begin to fold down over your leg. You may just work the stretch here. To take it a little bit further, twist your torso to your left and bring your right elbow or upper arm into the arch of your right foot. Maybe work it down further and bring your palms together. It's a twisted Pigeon Prep. Couple more breaths. And then come back to center. And step back, downward facing dog. Stretch that out. Inhale, lift your left leg up toward the ceiling. Exhale, place your left foot up between your hands. Heel toe your left foot to the right edge of your mat. Then open up your shin. And just like on the first side, right? This side might feel different though. This certainly does for me. And try for 90-degree angle as best you can. But also know that the first priority is that your hips are square to the floor. Lean forward. You may stay here if this is plenty already, or bring your left elbow into the arch of your left foot, twisting to your right. Then you might even work the arm down a little bit further. And bring your palms together. Take a couple more breaths here. And then slowly unwind. Bring your hands down to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog and stretch that out. Lower your knees down to the floor. Sit back on your heels. Okay, so we have one last challenge. We've already done 2 arm balances. You might do this third one. It's called Maksa Kanagasana or Dragonfly. So option to do Bakasana again a couple more times. Option to do Ekapadagalavasana one more time on each side. Or option to do this pose, Maksa Kanagasana, Dragonfly, one time on each side. Watch this progression first. So you'll start in the figure 4 shape. Come forward, twist, just like we did at the top of the mat. I'm going to try to get your arm down as far as possible. Try to put your foot in your armpit, right? Then you'll split your arms apart just like we did. And then you'll have to lean a little bit. So you'll lift the supporting leg heel to lean and get the other hand down. Now, the next thing that's really important is you want to bend your elbows enough to create a shelf for your legs to sit on. And if your left foot, if the foot is high enough up on your arm, guess what? You get to hook the bottom leg on your arm too. So you're creating a shelf, and then you'll just straighten the other leg out to the side. Kind of leaning, stacking your legs on one arm, and then you'll come back up and do the second side. So make your choice. If you're coming along with me for Maksa Kanagasana, stand tall, face the long edge of your mat. Come to the center of your mat. Bring your feet and legs together. Place your hands on your hips. Then bend your knees a couple inches. I'm going to come a little bit over this way. Hook your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. Then hinge forward from your hips. Turn your chest to your left. Bring your left hand to your left heel. And then bring your right arm. Actually, I'm sorry. So you're going to be seeing the exact opposite. So come back up. Lower both legs down. All right. So this is going to be your left leg. Bend your knees. Lift your left leg up. Hook your left ankle over the top of your right thigh. Hinge forward. Place your right hand on your left heel. And take your left arm to your left foot and walk it down as far as possible. And split your arms apart. Reach your left hand down, your right hand up. Good. Then stretch your right hand down toward the floor. You have to lean a little bit, even lift your right heel in order to get your right palm flat. Then bend your elbows really deep, really deep, really deep. Create a shelf with your left arm and stretch your right leg off to your left. Maksa Kanagasana. Yay, yay. Okay. And then lower your right foot back down. Carefully come back to center and up and lower your left leg down. All right. Second side. Bend your knees a couple inches. Hook your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. Hinge forward from your hips. Take your left hand to your right heel. And then draw your right elbow onto your right foot. Work your arm down as far as possible. Catching yourself if needed, just like I did. And then split your arms apart once you have the hook. And stretch your left hand down. Lean to your left. And get your left palm flat. Bend your elbows to create a shelf. And then stretch your left leg off to your right. A couple more breaths here. Okay, and lower your left foot down. Come back up, stand tall. Lower your right foot down. Oh, yogis, we made it. So good. Okay, stand tall at the top of your mat. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head, reach up. Exhale, fold down over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, sit down and lie down. Couple back bends. Bring your feet hip-width distance apart on the floor. And we'll do 2 back bends. First one, bridge pose. Press down through your hands into the floor and both arms. Feel your buttocks off the floor, your low back, your middle back, and your upper back. And for this round, really press down through your palms into the floor. Press down to your arms. Getting muscular structures on your back to engage and to support this shape. Actually helps to protect everything and deepen the pose at the same time. One more inhale. And on your exhale, lower all the way down. Rest here for a moment. Now, you may either do that same thing one more time, or you can come up into Urdhva Dhanurasana this time. If you're coming all the way up, place your hands underneath your shoulders. Peel your buttocks off the floor, low back, middle back, and upper back. And press down through feet and hands if you're coming up. Come to the crown of your head. Plug your arm bones in, lift your shoulder blades up your back. Press down through feet and hands to come the rest of the way up. And breathe. Keep on pressing down, especially through the inner edges of your feet. And stretch from your ankles all the way to your wrists if you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana. One more inhale. And on your exhale, make your way all the way down with control. Rest your arms by your sides. Okay. Stretch your arms out by your sides. And up to you, you can either cross your legs to create a little bit extra stretch on your outer left thigh, or you can just keep your legs side by side for a simple twist. You can even tuck your right toes behind your calf like Garudasana eagle shape, or not. Couple more breaths here. And inhale, come back to center. And if you crossed on the first side, do cross on this side. Draw your legs down to your left. And look over your right arm. And inhale, come back up to center. And briefly hug your thighs into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Lengthen through your spine. And slowly release the clasp on your legs. Extend your legs and arms out fully. Make any adjustments needed to get yourself in a really comfortable position for Shavasana. And allow yourself a little bit of time here to rest. And open up your ears to sound. Slowly begin to deepen your breath and start to feel awareness come back into your body little by little. As you're ready, bend one knee at a time and carefully roll to your right side. Make your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Join your palms together at the center of your chest. Rest your thumbs up close to your heart. And to bring our practice to a close, let's join one another for one final triumphant Om. Inhale deeply. Exhale, empty out completely. And inhale for Om. Thank you all so very much for the gift of your company today. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. That was fun. Always so good to practice with you. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope to see you again soon. I am teaching a couple classes tomorrow through Yoga Works, and then a series through Love Story Yoga that is a 7-part series, but you can jump in for individual sessions too. So I hope to see you again soon. And if not before then, I'll hope to see you again next week, same time, 9 a.m. All right. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, everyone. I love your wonderful messages. Awesome. All right. Love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and stay safe and healthy. Bye for now. There we go. Bye all.